My dear students, this is your accountancy lecturer Akshata. So, as I had told you in the last video, we are going to start our class with the first textbook, that is part 1 textbook of accountancy, first chapter, accounting for not-for-profit organization. So, you all are now having a rough idea of what is accounting for not-for-profit organization if you have heard my introduction video. So now to go in detail, to introduce you about this chapter, these are the organizations which are set up for providing service to its members and public in large. So those organizations which are set up, the basic objective to start those organizations is to provide service to its members and to public in general. By the word service, you are supposed to try to understand that the main objective behind establishing such organization is service motive and not the profit motive. Hope you are clear with the first point. Now coming to the second point, then what all organizations can be set up in this not-for-profit organization form of institutions? For example, clubs, charitable institutions, schools, religious organizations, trade unions, welfare societies, and societies for promotion of art and culture. Still many examples you can find around you which are established specifically with the service objective or service motive. The best example is our own institution, that is Adarsh Shikshana Samiti, which is established for imparting quality education. So it is an example of not-for-profit organization. Clubs, as we all know, there are recreation clubs, there are sports clubs, still many different kinds of clubs are there which are established in this form of organization. Charitable institutions, rich people who are having more money will donate, and some people will take task of establishing such kind of charitable institutions, and they try to help the needy people in the society. Obviously, schools, religious organizations, church, temples, mosque, for that matter, all those religious organizations' main objective is not to earn profit, rather to provide service. So trade unions, welfare societies. Trade unions means a group of employees together will form their own union. It is called as trade union. Will form their own such kind of not-for-profit organization to help themselves. So those are trade unions. And many welfare societies, for example JSW. Hope you have all heard about JSW company, which is set up at Thorangal, Bellary. So it has its own welfare society, or it is even called as welfare township exclusively. Such big companies are going to establish some sort of not-for-profit organizations to support some specific group of members, to its group of members or to the public in general, and societies for promotion of art and culture. Maybe for that example, we have a stadium at Gadag, and we will be having some art galleries. So those are set up for providing not-for-profit organizations for providing service to the society. These organizations have service as the main objective, and the and not the profit as in case of organizations in business. So all the business organizations are established for the sake of earning profit and not for the charity purpose, but purely not for profit organization is exclusively set up only to provide service to the public. These organizations do not undertake any business activities and are managed by trustees who are fully accountable to their members and the society for utilization of funds raised for meeting the objectives of the organization. Behind establishing an organization, there will be some purpose or there will be some objective for which they are trying to establish the organization. So to achieve that objective, they will be obviously in need of some funds. So their own members or general public might donate or might contribute funds to this organization, and those funds have to be properly utilized to achieve the objectives of those organizations. So who is going to manage these all are the trustees of those organizations, and ultimately these do not undertake any sort of business activities. Hope you have understood third and fourth point. They have to maintain proper accounts and prepare financial statements. You all have studied that all the business organizations should and must maintain accounts so that they can understand how much profit or loss they have made at the end of the financial year. In the same way, maybe you might be having a doubt that however this is an organization which is not having the purpose of earning profit, but still what is the reason behind asking such organizations to maintain the accounts? Yes, obviously the funds are donated or contributed by their members or sometimes public, and those funds are specifically supposed to be utilized only for the purpose of serving the objective of such kind of organization, and who are going to be liable for that is the trustees. So the trustees are responsible for utilizing the funds in the right manner. So those trustees are accountable. For that reason, they are supposed to maintain some or very few financial statements. Those are called as, first one, receipts and payments account, second one, income and expenditure account, third one is the balance sheet at the end of every accounting period. Every accounting period means for one financial year. They are supposed to maintain the accounts even though those organizations are not having any objective of earning profits. Hope you have understood these points. First thing is, obviously these organizations have service motive and they provide service to whom? To their members and to the public. Second point is, few of the examples for not-for-profit organizations are schools, colleges, hospitals, clubs, charitable institutions, welfare societies, trade unions, still many more you can quote. Third point is, ultimately their main objective is service and only service, not to earn profit. And the fourth point is, they do not conduct any business activity, and the organizations are run by trustees, and trustees are accountable for the money utilized. The money or the funds collected should be utilized in a proper manner, and who is accountable for it or who performs those activity? Trustees. So ultimately, because trustees are held responsible, they are going to maintain few accounts. Those accounts are called as receipts and payments account, income and expenditure account, and lastly the balance sheet. Hope you are having the basic knowledge of this chapter. Now coming to the meaning and characteristics of not-for-profit organization. So not-for-profit organizations refers to the organizations that are used for the welfare of society and are set up as charitable institutions which function without any profit motive. These are charitable institutions and they are established for the welfare of the society, and ultimately they never have objective of making profit, but they always have the objective of serving the society. So the first point, hope it's clear. And now coming to the second point, the main aim is to provide service to specific group or public at large. Specific group is, suppose I have set up a hospital which is going to cater the needs of physically challenged patients. So obviously, who are the interested group who are going to use my service? Physically challenged people. So for specific group or public at large, the main aim is to provide service to a specific group or public at large. Normally, they do not manufacture, they do not produce anything, they do not purchase or sell goods. If they do either of this, it accounts to be a business organization and not a not-for-profit organization, and may not have credit transactions. They will not have any sort of credit transactions. To have credit transaction, you might have to sell something. Obviously, these organizations do not sell anything. They are doing everything for the service. So, as we understand here, they do not manufacture, means they are not going to produce anything, nor they are going to purchase or sell things. They are not even going to sell the things. And for that reason, they will not have any credit transactions. They need not maintain trading and profit and loss account. Obviously, when their objective is not to make profit, they need not maintain trading and profit and loss account. Only those business organizations established for the sake of earning profits have to maintain trading and profit and loss account and the balance sheet. So the fifth point is, the funds raised by such organizations are credited to, this is very important, are credited to capital fund or general fund. Whatever funds they are going to raise, obviously every organization will have been established with some specific objective or goal. To achieve that objective or goal, they are in need of money. That money will be collected in the form of donations, grants in aid, income from investments. Still many other sources are there as income for such kind of organizations, but in whichever form they raise the fund, it should be credited to, kindly underline, it should be credited to capital fund or general fund. There won't be anything called as capital account. There will be an account called as capital fund or general fund. So already the sixth point has also been explained. What is that? The major source of income are subscriptions from their members, donations, grants in aid, income from investments. So subscription from their members. For example, nearby my home there is a very good recreation club. If I happen to be the member of that club, I will have to subscribe. I will have to pay some certain nominal fees to act as member of such club, or lifetime fees also might be there. So if I am going to pay it and if I am going to join as a member of that, it should be called as subscription fees or membership fees. So what amount, little nominal amount they are going to collect in the form of subscriptions from their members, is the source of income for such kind of organizations. And even donations. Many a times, many people who are having large heart or a big heart, whatever you say, will donate to some good cause. Such kind of organizations are obviously running for promoting some good cause, or they'll be helping the people. So people who are interested will pay some donations, some money in the form of donations. Such donations can also form as the source of income for such organizations. So this donation amount also should be credited to capital fund or general fund. Grant in aid. What is grants in aid? Sometimes government only will recognize your service to the society, and if it wishes to motivate you or the organization, government is going to give some grants. So whatever fund you have received from the government, again it is going to act as a source of income for these organizations, and it should be credited to capital fund or general fund. So income from investments. Suppose you have collected some handsome amount in the form of subscription from members, donations, grant needs. So this amount, as of now, if it is a good amount, you're going to keep it in the bank as a fixed deposit for the safety of the fund, as well as for earning some returns out of it. So if you are going to invest the money, it is the interest or some fixed income what you're going to receive from it acts as your income from investment, and even it acts as your source of income. The same has to be credited to capital fund or general fund. Hope you have understood the concept. Never forget this concept called as capital fund or general fund. And never even forget what are the major sources of income for not-for-profit organization. Again, to quote examples for that: subscription from their members, donations, grant in aid, income from investments, etc. Still many sources of income are there for such kind of organizations. We shall discuss it in the later part. Seventh point, the main objective of keeping records in such organization is to firstly meet the statutory requirement. What do you mean by statutory? Statutory means law demands. Legally, you are supposed to maintain some documentation. So to maintain those documentation and to be more transparent, you are supposed to keep some records, and even you are supposed to secondly exercising control over utilization of their funds. See, they get funds from various sources, and those funds should be effectively and efficiently utilized for ultimately achieving the objectives of the organizations. Then how far can you rely upon the trustees that they are utilizing the funds in the right manner? So for that reason, the trustees, when they are accountable, so they are going to easily show all the records and prove themselves that they are running the organization in a very, very right manner. For that reason, to exercise control over the utilization of their funds, they themselves are going to compulsorily keep some records. And the eighth point is, they prepare the financial statements at the end of each accounting period. At the end of each accounting period, and ascertain their income and expenditure and the financial position. Income and expenditure. Income, we have already dealt the various sources of income. So how much income I have received this year, and how much income I have utilized in meeting out the various expenditures. And they submit them to statutory authority called Registrar of Societies. Note, these organizations will be registered under Registrar of Societies, and they have to prepare the financial statements at the end of each accounting period to ascertain what is the objective of preparing financial statements, to ascertain their income and expenditure and financial position. Financial position means obviously your balance sheet, to know what is your assets, how much are your assets and how much are your liabilities for the end of this year, and they submit the same report to the Registrar of Societies. Hope you have understood the meaning and characteristics of not-for-profit organization. And the main characteristics of such organizations are: firstly, such organizations are formed for providing service to a specific group or public at large. So examples are educational societies, healthcare, recreation, sports, and so on. And one thing you're supposed to remember, they provide service without any consideration of caste, creed, and color. They are never worried of to which community do you belong to, what is your caste, what is your creed, or what is your color. Nothing is going to matter, irrespective of whether you're white or black. They provide you the same service which is their objective. The second point is, its sole aim is to provide service either free of cost. Once again, listen carefully, either free of cost or at a nominal cost and not to earn profit. See, with whatever is available on this earth at free of cost, we people will never utilize it properly. So it is good to at least charge the nominal amount so that we will have a pinch that we have paid for it, and then only we are going to utilize it in a right manner. So these organizations provide services either free of cost or at nominal cost. Nominal means very normal or affordable price they are going to charge for their service. And one thing forever you are supposed to remember is, they never ever try to earn profit out of this organization. Coming to the third point, these are organized as charitable trusts, societies, and subscribers to such organizations are called members. Suppose if I join any of the sports club, I am very much interested in playing badminton. If I join a sports club so that regularly in the evening I can have my exercise in the form of playing badminton, if I join to a sports club, I have to pay some nominal fees as subscription. When I pay for it and when I start joining that club, I will be called forever as member. Hope you can understand it. So these are organized as charitable trust or societies, don't forget. And subscribers, people who wish to join that organization are called as subscribers. So subscribers to such organizations are called members. The fourth point is, their affairs are managed by a managing executive committee elected by its members. So who have to manage the affairs of the organization is the managing or executive committee. Then who all can be the part of that executive committee? It all depends upon the elections. So the members together will elect their managing or executive committee to manage the affairs of the organization. Fifth point is, the source of income are subscriptions from members, donations, legacies, grant in aid, income from investment. So what do you mean by this legacy? Legacy, for example, is like will. Sometimes some people who are really interested in donations, after their death, they write their entire property or some portion of property to any of the charitable institutions. So those are called as legacies. So coming to the sixth point, the funds raised through various sources are credited to capital fund or general fund, as we have already dealt with it. Seventh point is the surplus generated in the form of excess of income over expenditure. See, surplus is generated in the form of excess of income over expenditure. Suppose for this year my income is more than my expenditure, it is termed as surplus. The reverse of it is called as deficit. If in case there is surplus, that surplus should not be distributed among the members. It is simply added to capital fund. Hope you can understand. All the sources of income are credited to capital fund or general fund. Even the surplus, whatever is generated, is added to the capital fund. So what is the meaning of surplus? This year I have, for example, income of rupees 100 and I have made expenditure of rupees 50. The remaining amount with me, that is rupees 50, is my surplus. Because I have some money left with me, I should not share it among the members. Rather, I have to add it back to the capital fund. So the eighth point is the not-for-profit organizations earn their reputation on the basis of their contribution to the welfare of the society and not on the customers' or owner's satisfaction. So this is so beautiful. Obviously, society is going to recognize that good task you are going to provide or the good deed you are going to do for the society. So, if you are really going to do something beneficial to the society, your reputation, your goodwill is going to increase. You might have heard the concept called as word of mouth. If public speak good about your organization in the society, obviously it is more than enough. So these organizations also have or will earn their reputation on the basis of contribution to the welfare of the society and not on the customers or the owner's satisfaction. Maybe the customer is satisfied about the service. Maybe the owner is thinking himself that he is doing good service to the society. But ultimately he is not the judge. Who is the judge? The society itself is going to judge the performance of the organization, and it is going to build the reputation to the organization. And that reputation will be built only if it is going to do some welfare activities to the society. So coming to the ninth point, the accounting information provided by such organization is meant for the present and potential contributors, and even it is to meet the statutory requirement. So whatever financial records I am going to maintain or accounting information I am going to provide is having two objectives. First one is to help my members to understand how effectively I am utilizing the funds, present members and potential contributors. So if I am feeling like investing or providing donation to any of the charitable institution, I will do it only after scrutinizing, only after checking over its performance, past performance, and if it is really utilizing the funds in a proper manner, I may think or I may wish to donate. I have not yet donated. I am planning to donate. I am planning to donate. I am called as prospective. I am called as prospective contributor. I am not the present contributor. I am a prospective contributor. I may or may not donate. So I am still a prospective contributor. And even after all, to meet the statutory requirement. Hope you have understood the main characteristics of this organization. To deal it in a short, it is for the welfare of the society and are set up as a charitable institution. It provides service to specific group or to the public at large. It do not manufactures or purchases or sell goods, or nor it do any credit transactions. They need not maintain trading and profit and loss account. The funds raised by such organizations are credited to capital fund or general fund. The main sources of income are subscriptions from their members, donations, grant in aid, legacies, income from investment, etc. So the main objective of keeping record is to meet the statutory requirement and to exercise control over utilizing of their funds. They prepare financial statements to ascertain the income and expenditure and the financial position, and ultimately as a statutory requirement they are going to show it to the registrar of societies, submit it to registrar of societies. So in the main characteristics, what you are going to deal here is, what you are supposed to understand here is, however you have already understood the meaning and the examples, and the main thing is the sole aim is to provide service either free of cost or nominal or at a nominal cost and not to earn profit. They are organized as charitable trusts societies, and the subscribers to such organizations are called as members. The affairs of the management are managed by, fill in the blank, are managed by managing or executive committee, and they are elected by its own members. The sources of income are subscription from members, donations, legacies, grant in aid, income from investment, etc. So the funds raised through various sources are credited to capital fund or fill in the blank, general fund. The surplus generated in the form of excess of income or expenditure is not distributed among the members. Again, it is simply added to capital fund. The not-for-profit organization earn their reputation on the basis of contribution to the welfare of the society and not on the customers or owners' satisfaction. The accounting information provided by such organization is meant for the present and potential contributors, and it is going to meet the statutory requirement. So, lastly, in this today's class, we are going to study on accounting records of not-for-profit organizations. Accounting records, as I have already told you, it is run by managing or executive committee, which is set up or which is elected by the members, and they are called as trustees, and they are responsible for the utilization of funds in an effective manner. So ultimately, to be transparent on part of them, they are going to maintain some of the basic accounts, which is going to help the present and potential contributors, as well as serves for the statutory requirement. So first point to begin with, these organizations are not engaged in any trading or business activity, as you all have already understood this concept. Second point is the main source of income are, again you are knowing all the sources of few at least sources of income. First one is subscription from members, donations, financial assistance from government, and income from investments. Financial assistance from government or grant in aid. Third point is most of their transactions are in cash through the bank. Are in cash or through the bank. You may ask me, when they are not selling anything, what cash transactions happen there? Obviously, when they are providing you donations, or when your customers or your members are when the prospective contributors want to subscribe to your organization, again they are supposed to give some fees, nominal fees. Those all cash what transaction happen, all the transaction are supposed to happen in cash or through bank. So most of the transactions are in cash or through bank. Fourth point is these institutions are required by law to keep proper accounting records and keep proper control over the utilization of funds. See, whenever they are getting funds in the form of donation, grant in aid and legacies, obviously they are very much accountable to their members in utilizing the funds. At least for their self consciousness, they are responsible and they are supposed to utilize the funds in a very right manner. So the fourth point is over. Now coming to the fifth point, they keep a cash book in which all receipts and payments are duly recorded. All the receipts and all the payments are recorded in a cash book. Sixth point is they also maintain a ledger containing the accounts of all incomes, expenses, assets and liabilities, which help in preparation of financial statements at the end of accounting period. Hope you can understand this. They are going to maintain some ledgers which are going to help you in understanding what is the income, expenditure, assets and liabilities, which ultimately is going to help you in preparing the financial statements at the end of accounting period, that is after one financial year. So coming to the seventh point, they are required to maintain a stock register. This is very important. Suppose I am a sports club. Today if I buy a sports material, what is the status of that sports material after 2-3 months? Whether it is still there in your organization or has it been misused by the members of the organization or the trustees should be clearly stated. So they are supposed to compulsorily maintain a stock register to keep complete record of all the fixed assets and the consumables. So the eighth point is they do not maintain any capital account. So instead of capital account, they maintain capital fund, which is also called as general fund. That goes on accumulating. What do you mean by accumulating? That goes on adding up due to surpluses generated, life membership fees, donation, legacies, etc. received from year to year. So what is surpluses generated? As we have already dealt, income over expenditure. If income is more than your expenditure, it accounts to your surplus. What are you going to do with that surplus? Are you going to distribute it to your members? No, not at all. You are supposed to again add it back to your capital fund. So surplus generated. Life membership fees for few of the institutions, not for profit organizations, some people will have taken membership not for 1 year, 2 year or 4 months. They will have taken till their lifetime. So life membership fee, donation, legacies, etc. received from year to year. So in fact, A proper system of accounting is desirable. Obviously, proper system of accounting is desirable to avoid or minimize the chances of misappropriations or embezzlement of the funds contributed by the members and other donors. Many donors and members will contribute funds towards the organizations, and those organizations should utilize the funds in a right manner. There should not be any misappropriation, and there should not be embezzlement. What do you mean by embezzlement? If third person, if a thief comes to your organization and if he robs all the or few of the fixed assets, it is robbery, it is dacoit or whatever. But suppose in case if your own employee in your own organization, if your own member of the organization steal any of the asset, it is called as embezzlement. So ultimately the funds should be properly utilized. See, now due to COVID, Prime Minister has created an account called as PM Cares, Prime Minister Cares. So to that account, whosoever is interested to donate can donate the amount, can donate the funds, and that account also has to be properly audited. And who is going to audit that account? Not a government auditor, but an independent auditor is going to audit such account. Why? Because they want to be transparent in their activity. Crores together funds will be collected, but the crores together fund should be utilized for the right purpose is the objective. So hope you people have understood the concepts so far. The further concepts I'll deal in the next video. At last, my dear students, focus on the goal. Please don't have too many goals. Have one right goal and a realistic goal, means which is really achievable. Please have a right goal. It is the right age to set your goal. If you have not yet set the goal, please set your goal and try to focus on the goal. Don't divert your mind, and this is not the age to divert your mind. Anyways, the next concepts will be continued. Stay home, stay safe, stay strong. Bye, my dear students. We'll meet you soon back with the new video.